Hello everyone, myself Twinkle Patel from MG Navsari. This video lecture is about block cipher modes of operations. So in this video lecture we will cover block cipher modes of operation in which electronic codebook mode, cipher block chaining mode, cipher feedback mode, output feedback mode and counter mode. These are the different types of block cipher modes of operations. So to apply a block cipher in a variety of applications, five modes of operations have been defined. First is electronic codebook mode, second is cipher block chaining mode, third is cipher feedback mode, fourth one is output feedback mode, and last one is counter mode. So these five modes are intended to cover a wide variety of application of encryption for which a block cipher could be used. These modes are used with any symmetric block cipher including triple DES and AES. Block cipher operates on the fixed length B-bit block to produce a B-bit block of the ciphertext. But what about if encrypting plaintext is longer than the B bits? So break the plaintext into the B-bit block and apply the cipher on the each block and do the padding if necessary to cover the B bits for the last block. So first is ECB, that is electronic codebook mode. So in electronic codebook mode, first of all, plaintext is divided into the 64-bit block of the ciphertext, that is P1, P2, Pn. After that, encryption process is applied on the plaintext using the key K. For all the blocks, same key is for all the plaintext blocks, same key is used, and after that output is generated, that is C1, C2 and Cn. So for 64-bit plaintext, 64-bit ciphertext is generated using the ECB mode, and in decryption side, 64-bit ciphertext is given to the decryption algorithm, and for that the same key is used for all the ciphertext block and 64-bit plaintext is generated. So it is a very simple block mode of operation. So here first of all we have to apply the encryption algorithm on the plaintext as well on the plaintext with the key, and we are getting the word ciphertext. On the decryption side we have to apply the decryption algorithm with the key on the ciphertext and plaintext is generated. So in ECB mode, plaintext handled one block at a time, and each block of plaintext is encrypted using the same key. The term codebook is used because for a given key there is a unique ciphertext for every B-bit block of the plaintext. So that's why codebook term is used. So the advantage of ECB is that it is a very simple algorithm. No block synchronization between the sender and receiver is required. Bit error caused by the noisy channel only affect the corresponding block because there is a encryption process which is applied on the separate block. Then block cipher operating can be parallel. That is, we can parallelly encrypt all the block of the plain text. The disadvantage of ECB is that it is identical plain text result in the identical ciphertext because we are using the same key on the all the block. So if coincidentally, if some of the blocks are same, then the ciphertext generated from that block will be the same because we are applying the same key on the all the blocks. So for lengthy messages, ECB mode may not secure because if the message has repetitive elements, then this element can be identified by the attacker. So the application of the ECB is to transmission of the short pieces of information, that is temporary encryption key. So ECB is widely used to transmit the encryption key. Next we will see CBC, that is cipher block chaining mode. In CBC to overcome the security deficiency of ECB, which is same plaintext block if repeated produce the same ciphertext. So to overcome this security, CBC is used because in this mode the input to the encryption algorithm in this mode the input to the encryption algorithm is XOR with the previous XOR of the current plaintext block and the preceding ciphertext block, and the same key is used for the each of the block. The input to the encryption function for each plaintext block has no fixed relationship to the plaintext block. Therefore, repeating pattern will not produce the same ciphertext block. The last block is padded to full of B bits if it is a partial block. So, and for decryption, each cipher block is passed through the decryption algorithm and the result is XOR with the preceding cipher block to produce the plain text block. So here you can see that the each uh, each plain text block is exclusive OR with the preceding ciphertext block. And after that the encryption algorithm is applied using the same key and ciphertext is generated. Here in the decryption side also, after applying the decryption algorithm, the output of the decryption algorithm is exclusive OR with the preceding ciphertext block and the plain text is generated. Here we can see that in the first plain text block, the initialization vector is XOR with the plain text block and given to the input as a encryption algorithm. So this is the encryption and decryption process of the CBC code which overcome the deficiency of the electronic codebook mode. So here we can mathematically write the expression for the ciphertext in the cipher block chaining mode, such as ciphertext Cj equal to, that is C2. Consider C2 here. Cj equal to encryption between the encryption with key k, that is key k here, and encryption with the pj, that is plaintext p2, and exclusive OR with cj minus 1. That is, if we want to encrypt p2, then we have to exclusive OR it with the preceding ciphertext block, that is j minus 1. Here j equal to 2 to n. Okay, and for the first plain text block we have applied the exclusive OR operation with the initialization vector, that is id. For the decryption side, mathematically we can write that plain text block pj equal to decryption applied between the k key and the C2, that is here consider P2, then CJ will be C2, that is ciphertext block, and after that exclusive OR with the preceding ciphertext block, that is CJ minus 1. The CBC is a technique in which the same plaintext block is repeated, then it cannot produce the it will produce the different ciphertext block. It cannot produce the same ciphertext block. So in this scheme, the input to the encryption algorithm is XOR with the current plaintext block and the preceding ciphertext block, and the same key is used for the each block. In spite of using the same key for the each block, this algorithm will produce the different output for the same plaintext block. To produce a first block of ciphertext, an initialization vector is XOR with the first block of the plaintext. Next is, initialization vector must be only known by the sender and receiver. On decryption side, the initialization vector is XOR with the output of the decryption algorithm to recover the first block of the plaintext. The advantage of this algorithm is that because of the chaining mechanism, CBC is an appropriate mode of encrypting lengthy messages, and the disadvantage is that parallel encryption is not possible since every block of encryption is depends on the previous ciphertext. So parallel encryption is not possible here. The application is general purpose block oriented transmission and authentication. Next we will see cipher feedback mode. So in cipher feedback mode, for AES and DES or any other block cipher, encryption is performed on the B bits of block. In DES, B equal to 64 bits and in AES, B equal to 128 bits. However, it is possible to convert a block cipher into a stream cipher using the cipher feedback mode, output feedback mode, and counter mode that we are going to see now. So first of all, we will see a cipher feedback mode, because a stream cipher eliminates the need to pad a message to be an integral number of block. So first is cipher feedback mode. So in cipher feedback mode, the input to the encryption function is a 64-bit shift register that is initially set to some initialization vector. The leftmost S bits of the output of the encryption function are XOR with the first segment of the plain text, that is P1, to produce the first unit of the ciphertext, that is C1, which is then transmitted to the next stage. In addition, the content of the shift register is shifted by the S bit and C1 is placed in the rightmost S bit of the shift register. See here, rightmost S bit of the shift register, here C1 is placed, and after that the encryption process is applied. This process is continuous until all the plain text units have been encrypted. So this is the process in the cipher feedback mode. So first of all, we have to apply the input to the encryption function, a 64-bit shift register, which is initially set to some initialization vector. After that, the output of the encryption, after that the leftmost S bit of the output of the encryption function is exclusive or with the some S bits of the plain text unit, and we generate the S bit of the ciphertext unit, and then the content of the shift register is shifted by the S bits, and after that in the rightmost S bit C1 is placed and then encryption function is applied, and after that on the output of that encryption function S bit is selected, and then further next S bits is exclusive or with that S bit, and C2 is generated. Okay. Now we will see the decryption process in CFB, which is same as the encryption process, but here the received ciphertext unit is XOR with the output of the encryption function to produce the plain text. So here this S bits is XOR with the received ciphertext, which will generate the plain text for that block. So same way all the ciphertext is converted into the plain text in decryption. So the input to the encryption function in the CFB is B bit shift register initially set to some initialization vector. After that, the leftmost bit of the output of the encryption function is XOR with the first segment of our plain text to produce the first unit of the ciphertext, which is then transmitted. In addition, the content of the shift register is shifted by S bits, and C1 is placed to the rightmost S bit of the shift register. For decryption, the same scheme is used, except that the received ciphertext unit is XOR with the output of the encryption to produce the plain text unit. The advantage here is that there is some data loss due to use of the shift register, so it is difficult for the attacker for applying the different type of cryptanalysis attack. And the disadvantage is that the bit error in one ciphertext is propagated to the next stage also. Next we will see the output feedback mode. So in output feedback mode, nonce is used in encryption with the key. Nonce is a unique value which is used for encryption, and after that the exclusive or operation is applied between the plain text and the output of the input function. And after that here the difference between the cipher feedback mode and output feedback mode is that here the output of the encryption function is given to the next block of encryption function, and then this output is given to the next plaintext block, an exclusive or operation is applied, and next ciphertext block is generated. So in this way all the ciphertext blocks are generated. And in the decryption side also nonce is used, and the same process is repeated. The only difference is that here the output of the encryption and the ciphertext is exclusive or to generate a plain text block. So the output feedback mode here the nonce is a time varying value, that is we can say a unique value which has the most negligible chance of repeating. For example, a random value that is generated anew for each use, a times 10, a sequence number, or some combination of this. The output feedback mode is similar in structure to that of the cipher feedback mode, that is CFP. For OFB, the output of the encryption function is fed back to become the input for encrypting the next block of the plain text. In CFB, the output of the XOR unit is fed back to become the input for encrypting the next block. The other difference is that OFB mode operates on the full block of plain text and ciphertext, whereas CFB mode operates only on the S bits of the plain text. Next, the advantage of this OFB board is that bit error in transmission do not propagate, and the disadvantage is that of OFB is that it is more vulnerable to a message string modification attack than the CFB in the mode of operations. Next, the last mode of operation, that is CTR. CTR is known as the counter mode of operation. In this mode, a counter equal to the plaintext block is used for the encryption. The only requirement for the counter value that it must be different for the each plaintext block. So here for the first block counter 1 is used, for the second block counter 2 is used, and so on. Typically the counter value is set to some initialized to some value and then incremented for the each of the subsequent block. So first of all, and the counter is encrypted and then XOR with the plaintext block to produce the ciphertext block. There is no chaining here. The same sequence of the counter value is used in the decryption also, and each encrypted counter is XOR with the ciphertext blocks to recover the corresponding plaintext block. So here counter mode has increased recently with application widely used with application to the ATM and network security applications. A counter equal to the plaintext block size is used, and the counter value must be different for each of the block. Typically, the counter is initialized to some value and then incremented by 1 for subsequent block. The advantage is that it needs only the encryption algorithm, so it is a very simple algorithm, and the random access, we can randomly access the encrypted data block, and block can be pre-processed and parallelly processing is done here. It is a simple and fast, and pre-processing is faster the execution, as execution of the encryption does not depend on the input of the ciphertext or the plain text. So we will see the summary of all the modes. So first is electronic codebook mode, in which each n bit block is encrypted independently with the same key, and the type of result here we are getting is block cipher. Next is cipher block chaining mode, which is same as ECB, but each block is XOR with the previous ciphertext, and here the type of result is block cipher. Next is CFB. Here each S-bit block is XOR with the S-bit encrypted output, and the type of result here is stream cipher. Next is output feedback mode, which is same as CFB, but the input to the encryption is preceding in encryption output. Here also the type of result is stream cipher. Next is counter mode, in which the unique counter is used for the each each plaintext block, and there is no chaining here, and the type of result is stream cipher. So this is all about block cipher modes of operation. Thank you.